The truth about Shedeur Sanders they don't want you to know. Is Sanders just another highly touted college quarterback? Well, most people know him for his impressive numbers and bold attitude, but is there more to his story than what we see on the surface? How does his background, work ethic, and leadership on the field shape his success? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the untold story of Shedeur Sanders and uncover what truly makes him stand out. Many people may not know the full scope of Shedeur Sanders' background. From the start, he was raised in a unique environment, one shaped by the success and influence of his father, a legendary NFL figure. While he still had to put in the work, Shedeur grew up with access to opportunities, resources, and mentorship that many young athletes could only dream of. Shedeur had to put in a lot of effort and show himself on the field though, rather than relying on that name. Although he did have an affluent background, he learned early on that every opportunity matters and that you must battle for what you want. His entire world altered when his father accepted a coaching position at Jackson State. Although it was a difficult move, it helped him develop his character and taught him how to play with a genuine fire in his belly. Observing Shedeur on the field now reveals that he exudes confidence. Others claim that confidence comes out as being overconfident, but I view it differently. This isn't an instance of someone boasting merely to brag. Rather, it's evident that he has faith in his own skills since he has worked hard. Early on in college, he seized the starting position and demonstrated his commitment to winning. According to his statistics, he was doing more than merely increasing his team's performance. He has clearly studied the game extensively, and when the chips are down, he doesn't hesitate to assume leadership roles. Many reviewers like discussing his demeanor, frequently characterizing it as cocky or conceited. However, if you ignore all of the criticism and concentrate on his on-field performance, you see a guy who is focused and prepared to work. The statistics from Shedeur's initial seasons in college are self-evident. He assisted in reviving a program that had experienced more setbacks than victories. Under his direction, the club began to win games they had previously lost, and supporters who had nearly given up began to have hope once more. This is about a young man who has risen to every obstacle. It is not about a player who only uses his last name. Shedeur's playing style is one of the main points of contention. His arm may not be the strongest, but he makes up for it with wise choices and a deep knowledge of the game, according to critics who point to his performance. He makes snap judgments and reads the defense really well, as you can see when you watch him play. He makes sure that every play counts and doesn't waste time getting the ball to his teammates. His ability to think quickly is very noteworthy, especially when compared to other athletes in his class. Making the right throw at the right time is more important than simply throwing hard. People frequently fail to notice Shedeur's deep concern for his squad. His teammates benefit from his confidence, even though it may come out as a little strong. He appears to bring out the best in everyone around him when he is playing. His presence inspires his teammates to work even harder because they know that they can accomplish great things if they band together. He truly wants his team to succeed. This is not a player who is simply interested in himself. You can see that he makes an effort to keep everyone motivated and upbeat when things get difficult. It's also critical to discuss the difficulties he has encountered. Shedeur did not always have the advantage of a good offensive line in college. He frequently had to work under extreme pressure and still complete the task. His perseverance is demonstrated by the fact that after taking numerous hits, he has been able to continue performing at a high level. Yes, the number of times he was sacked might raise eyebrows, but it also shows that he is not afraid to take risks. If it allows him to make a play, he is prepared to stand in the pocket, make a choice, and take the hit. Even if it has obvious drawbacks, many teams seek out this willingness to take chances. After all, his value will only increase if he can learn to adapt and take fewer hits without losing his effectiveness. How Shedeur responded to criticism is among the most fascinating aspects of his life story. People tend to focus on the negative while discussing him. They claim that he lacks some other players' natural talent or that he is overconfident. However, those naysayers fail to recognize that he is always improving. He has the opportunity to learn and get better every practice, movie, and game. He doesn't just sit back and depend on his prior work. Rather, he challenges himself to improve, to make better choices, and to ensure that he is prepared for any challenge that may arise. His experience in college also demonstrates his maturation. He committed some common mistakes for a rookie athlete in his early days. He did, however, gain a better understanding of the sport's pace and intricacy with every match. His numbers dramatically improved by his sophomore year, and he was playing with a degree of accuracy that many found surprising. It takes time for this process to occur. It is the outcome of numerous hours spent watching game tape, a great desire to be the greatest he can be, and extensive practice sessions. You get the impression impression from following his path that he will never give up on improving himself, regardless of the challenges he faces. It's also important to consider how his upbringing has influenced his playing technique. He developed a tenacity that you don't see in all players since he grew up in a difficult environment. You learn to appreciate every chance when you are forced to battle for your future every single day. That mindset is evident in his play, especially in close games or when the squad is facing strong opponents. In these scenarios, you watch a player who isn't hesitant to take on challenges head on, who is prepared to endure, and who has trust in his power to affect the game's outcome. Shedeur also has a side that demonstrates his dedication to his work. On game day, he doesn't simply show up and hope everything goes smoothly. He studies the playbook, puts forth a lot of effort, and knows the ins and outs of his role on the team. He watches game footage, learns from his mistakes, and adjusts. A lot of teams look up to this sort of work ethic. Being naturally talented is one thing, but working tirelessly to improve every day is quite another. Shedeur's work ethic is one of his strongest traits, and it has enabled him to succeed at the top of his class. The story of Shedeur Sanders is not just about football, it's also about personal growth. Despite going through his share of highs and lows, he has never strayed from his goal. Even if things haven't always gone as planned, he always manages to come back stronger. Fans who follow his journey are also inspired by his tenacity, in addition to his teammates. You witness a young man who is prepared to risk everything for the sake of the game when you watch him play. That level of commitment is uncommon, and it raises questions about his potential future accomplishments. Shedeur Sanders is considerably more complex than the headlines might imply, as those who have studied his career are aware. There is a true tale behind the statistics and the data, even though some may criticize his selections or discuss his manner. His efficiency on the field is based on his strong work ethic and extensive game knowledge. Despite the odds being against him, he is able to make the ideal move and guide his side to victory. His capacity to stay focused, make sound decisions under duress, and firmly lead his team is still something that many of his peers are currently honing. It could seem to people who aren't familiar with college football that everyone is discussing how loud or ostentatious a player is. However, there is a lesson to be taught about effort and tenacity from Shedeur Sanders. He is more than just a player who wins games with spectacular moves. Rather, he practices every facet of his game. He looks closely at the details while he is reading a defense or interacting with his teammates on every play. Many coaches and scouts think he might be a top choice in the draft because of his exceptional attention to detail. So what are your thoughts on him? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more content.